Good morning, everyone. Warren County Fiscal Court, Friday, June 14th, is now called to order. And tickled to death to have a great friend of Warren County, Pastor John Lee from Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, is going to bless our meeting this morning with an invocation, and that's going to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by 3rd District Magistrate Rick Williams. Pastor Lee.
Let us pray today. Father, we come with thanksgiving in our hearts. We thank you for this wonderful gift called life. We did nothing to deserve it, but you desired it for us. And God, we ask and trust you to bless us to be wise stewards of it. God, we pray first for our nation today as we strive to live up to that high ideal of being one nation under God, indivisible, in the pursuit of liberty and justice for all. God, we pray that you would be with us. I thank you, God, as I've so often prayed privately, I stand to pray publicly today, God, for our public servants. We're instructed by the Apostle Paul that we should pray requests, petitions, intercessions, and prayers of thanksgiving for all people. But in particular, we're directed to pray for those in leadership, those in authority. And so today I pray specifically for the fiscal court. I thank you for our judge exec. I thank you for our magistrates. I intercede today on behalf of their health. For it is your will that we prosper and that we be in good health, even as our souls shall continue to prosper. I pray for their public service. May they ever be mindful of the fact that they're servants of the Most High, and that, God, they serve it not only the privilege of the people, but you're the one who exalts one and pulls another down. And so as decisions are made today, as they set policies and priorities and respect the regs made on local, state, and federal levels, I pray for the gift of discernment today, and that, God, that they will make decisions according to their convictions. I pray, Father, that you would bless the citizens of Warren County, for we are directed by the prophet Jeremiah to seek the peace and the prosperity of the city, for therein lie our prosperity. And so, God, today, may all that we are, and may all that we say, and may all that we do bring you glory, honor, and adoration, for there's nobody greater than you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Good prayer.
As you're able, I ask you to stand, uncover, and face the flag as we give the Pledge of Allegiance to our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Reverend Lee. Always great to have you with us. What a blessing that was. Clerk, please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Here.
Esquire Aldridge?
Here.
Esquire Lasley?
Here.
Esquire Cummings?
Here. First item is approved minutes of the fiscal court meeting on May 23rd, 2024. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Any corrections? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is approve the personnel changes for Warren County. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is approved work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this time we're going to take a break. We have 3 different announcements we're going to do, and the first one is extremely important. They're all important, but the first one, anytime we are able to swear in a new person who wants to protect Warren County, it's a great day for Warren County. And so I'm going to ask Penn Carson to come forward with Sheriff Hightower, and we're going to swear in our junior deputy today, our newest junior deputy, Penn Carson, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, you raise your right hand. I, Penn Carson, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of Junior Deputy Sheriff of Warren County according to law. And I do further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight with deadly weapons, but I have acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help me God. And I further solemnly swear the following. I will treat all people fairly with dignity and respect. I will refrain from the use of any substance that would hinder or harm my mind or body. I will always be truthful in the performance of my duties, and I will not interfere in any election, and that I will endeavor to the best of my ability to detect and prosecute all gamblers and others violating the laws about gaming. And if you do so swear, say, I do. Hot dog.
Make you official.
That's it.
Well, you want to talk to Sheriff, this is for today or for life, I don't know.
Go take a picture.
There should be at least a weekend.
At least.
Already argued about the contract.
We all do.
Might be a long day for the sheriff, I don't know, so that's good. So ask any questions you want, Pan, you're in charge today, so that's good. Now I'd like to have Chris Cummer come forward. We've got a presentation as well.
Judge and court, I just wanted to recognize today several businesses that came together in a partnership. As you all know, pickleball in Warren County has exploded. We have our first ever pickleball complex out at Basil Griffin Park. In the parties that I'm getting ready to call up, they've been pivotal in allowing us to make some improvements to that court. The biggest improvement that they directly were involved in is each of these businesses donated $2,000 to allow us to have windscreens, pickleball windscreens, that allows for no lights to enter the court during the nighttime hours and gives better focus for the pickleball players because it's very, very competitive. And I just want to recognize Mike and Sherry Whittle, if they would come up with PPD. I'd like to recognize Carter Heating and Cooling, Brittany Lloyd, if Brittany will come up. I'd also like to recognize Brian Simpson and Patrick Reynolds, if they would come up. And then also Cliff Meeks. Cliff Meeks is our logistics coordinator at the department, and Cliff was critical in getting all these parties together. So as you all know, Warren County Parks and Rec, we survive on partnerships and with working with different entities throughout the community. All three of these businesses have found the quality of life and the benefit of that within our community, and we are so glad to be able to stand up here with them today. And we want to thank them on behalf of the department, on behalf of the county, for their continued support of not just only our department, but for encouraging and allowing the citizens of the great county we live in to have that exceptional quality of life experience. And so, again, Mr. and Ms. Whittle, thank you so much. Ms. Lloyd, on behalf of Warren County Parks, thank you so much. And then Mr. Simpson and Mr. Reynolds, thank you so much for your continued support. So with that being said, that's it.
Hey, If we could, if you wouldn't mind having a picture taken. If you have not been out Three Springs Road and driven by there, I go by there all the time and see this windscreen is beautiful. It's done a great job. But if we could have our sponsors come up here and we'll get a picture taken with the court. Parks, you too, that's right. This is where I told you about Parks. You want to make a statement or anything? Okay, that's what I thought.
Come over here and block us, man.
I was gonna say, I was like, can we squint in a little bit? That's better. All right, 1, 2, 3. Looks so good.
Are you going to go to the soapbox derby this week?
Again, thank you to those businesses. One of the greatest things about our community is the number of entrepreneurs and small business that take their proceeds and invest right back in the community. I do want to point out we're thankful for the Whittles and thanks for Carter. I do want to point out my good friend Patrick Reynolds for the things that he's doing and getting ready to do in this community to change this for all of us. And so, Patrick, thanks for being here today. It's always good to be with you. Now we got a couple great guests with us today, and also two people that do a fine job representing Warren County and have done an unbelievable job. We're happy to have Senator Mike Wilson with us today, as well as Representative Kevin Jackson. And before they get up here to do this presentation, each and every Warren County owes them a debt of gratitude for the work they did this past legislative session. They do it all the time. However, on this project, you'll see great work, but also Warren County was the beneficiary of over $500 million of road projects and 6-year road plans, the highest we've ever had by far. And so as the fastest growing county in the Commonwealth by far, these are the kind of things that helps to have these relationships that we have, that we work with our legislators who listen to their constituents and understand the importance of what they're doing. And so it's a great honor for us to have Senator Wilson, Representative Jackson here with us today, and I'll turn it over to you guys.
Thank you, Judge. It's a great honor to be here today, especially on this occasion. We had the best budget that I've seen in 14 years of being in the legislature. And of course, had a request in regards to beautify I-65. And I know everybody has seen our entry gate, to each side of the county coming northbound, southbound on I-65. And one thing that's really impressive outside of a 150-foot flagpole, Johnny? 130-foot flagpole, Old Glory out there, is that all of our service flags fly as representative. Being a U.S. Marine, that's very, very important to me. In fact, I'm leaving here today to go to Todd County or Christian County, and we're celebrating God, flag, and country out there today. So a little bit of red, white, and blue for me. But when I had the request and talked to Johnny about it to help maintain this Beautify I-65 project, that was something that became very important for me during our budgeting process. And also to the House, my friend Kevin Jackson, all of our representatives there, they had signed a letter, and it was something that was one of their top priorities. And so I happened to be in the last negotiations there, and I happened to have that letter. And of course, we have the House leadership, and we have Senate leadership there. And as I was requesting that, I pull out the letter and say, listen, guys, this is 4 of your great members that are requesting one of these as their top priority, and it's mine too. And so we were able to get that within the budget for that spending at the last negotiation. So I'm very proud to be able to present a check for that today to help maintain that project going on for the next 2 years. And it's a little over $300,000 per year.
Wow.
But I'm proud to do that today and for Beautify I-65 to the court, because you are the fiscal agent.
Yes.
And for that project, through the Operation Pride that Johnny, represents and heads up there, and that's done a great work here in Warren County. So I'm honored to be here today. Do you want us to come up front and present
Yes, I
that
do.
check?
And we're happy to have our Executive Director, Melanie Lawrence, is with us today, our Board Chair, David Wiseman, our person behind the scenes that does everything, Glenna Webb, and then also
Yeah.
Johnny Webb. Before you come up, I want to share with you that many of the magistrates and myself, we were in training this week in Lexington, and so all the counties get together, and I had 5 different, my counterpart judge executives, none from around here. 5 different ones come and say, you have to tell me about what you've done with these welcome signs to Bowling Green and Warren County. So if you think it's not being noticed statewide, it is. One of them said, I hate to even say this, are we being recorded? No, he said, one of them said, I thought I was going to Disney World. But that's not a bad thing. It's, they understand aesthetic beauty more than anyone else probably does in the world. And so what a great compliment that was. But to you, Johnny, to David for the hard work, to Melanie, this project is that, and of course, Chris, our Parks and Rec and everything we've done to help that, it is something we can all take so much pride in, and what it does, it means. The flag poles are beautiful. Johnny's not done. As we were driving up there, I didn't see him digging some more posts, but someone was. But what a great thing it is for our community. And again, it just makes a difference in our community, stands us apart for there. So, Kevin, have anything you want to add to that?
Thank you, Judge. And it's my honor to serve in Frankfort to represent the fastest growing and the best community in the state. And everything we do up there is to try to make this even a better community. And I want to thank you all, Judge, you and the magistrates. We try to do our part in Frankfort, but you're here every day with the boots on the ground, getting the job done in this county. So I just want to personally thank you all for what you do on a day-to-day basis. But I do want to thank my friend Johnny Webb for having the vision, I think, to see this project through out on I-65. And like you said, I'll get one quick example. I was at an event with Western's new basketball coach a couple of weeks ago, and something came up, but he said one of the families of the recruits came in, and they were bragging about seeing the flags and the signs and all of that. So like you said, Judge, people do notice these things. So that makes it easier for that family to say, hey, we want our kid to go to Western because it looks like it'd be a great community for him to develop and grow up in. So that's just an example of, I'm sure that had no bearing on Johnny doing this, but that's just one example of how people see this. So thank you all for the opportunity, and thank my good friend Senator Wilson, who has been able to do wonderful things for us this budget session in Frankfort. And we can come up with suggestions, but he's in those meetings when the cutting takes place, and he's gotten the job done for us this year, so I sure appreciate him.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Judge.
Representative Jackson. Thank you, Senator Wilson. Yes, sir.
I just want to add that there's a business leader here in town that I was talking to, and they were, praising these flags and everything, and said they had a customer that was talking to them, said they had just moved there, and because they saw that, they thought, this is the community I need to stop and live in.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's
Many
working.
untold stories like that. So, Mayor Webb, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you to say something. You can, or it's up to you.
Yeah, right.
Come on, Mayor Webb. Let's go. Johnny's never going to miss an opportunity to get in front of a microphone.
Judge, you should never invite a recovering politician to speak. No, this is indeed a great honor to get this. We've been working on this project since 2018. That's when it started. I was driving down I-65, and I was south of Huntsville, Alabama, and I came across an interchange there. Didn't know exactly where I was, but I found out later on it was Hartselle, Alabama. And they were mowing the interchange with doing grooming mowing, and they had landscaped it. And then I drove a couple more miles, and there's a second interchange leading off to Hartselle, Alabama. Hartselle's not a big town. It's maybe, I'm guessing, about the size of Glasgow, Kentucky. And I thought, wow, this is a great idea. And I even pulled over and made some pictures of it. And on my way back to Bowling Green, I told myself, we're going to do this in Bowling Green, Kentucky, but we're going to do it on steroids. And at that time, we had 4 interchanges. We didn't have 30, what I usually refer to as the Transpark exit. And so we started out. I had no idea how to do it, what was going to be involved, how much money it was going to take. And I'm glad I didn't have the answers to those questions, because I might not have embarked on this journey. But I'm so glad I did. And there have been so many people that's been involved in this. And I guess the one thing that I'm most proud of is the fact that we have raised all this money to implement this project through private funds. It's come from the private sector. We had not asked the city, the county, the state, or the federal government for one single penny up until now. No. But these funds that Senator Wilson took the lead on and was able to get for us is for the ongoing maintenance. And if I could, I'll just elaborate a little bit on why we did this. A lot of people will say, why would you go out there and do this? Well, when I was mayor a long, long time ago, I was involved in economic development with the gentleman who at the time was heading up the chamber. And I asked him if I could meet with prospects coming to Bowling Green. And he said, sure, I'd love that help. And I found out after, talking to them and visiting with them, we'd take them to lunch or dinner, and I would say, I know this is probably your first time to come to Bowling Green, and I hope you'll come back and give us a second look. And inevitably, they would say, well, actually, we came down here, a few weeks ago. We wanted to kind of take a look at what this community looked like, because we knew when we would come down here and meet the mayor, the judge, the chamber, you're going to take us around and show us the very best parts. And we wanted to kind of see what it looked like in the raw. And so that was kind of a light bulb went off. I knew we needed to do something about Bowling Green. And that was the beginning of Operation Pride that we started 31 years ago. And so that was...
And that stands for?
Paint, repair, develop, improve, and enjoy. Did I get that acronym right?
You didn't, but it's good. Paint, repair, improve, develop, and enjoy.
Yes.
Correct.
Right.
I just want, it was a great thing that you came up with.
Well, that was Dan Cherry. General Dan Cherry came up with that.
There you go.
I wasn't smart enough to come up with that clever acronym, but General Cherry, very clever guy. So you're going to see him this weekend, Aviation Heritage Park. Everybody needs to go out and support that. But anyway, so why did we do this? All right, it's an economic development tool for Bowling Green, Warren County. When industry comes down here and they look at our community, before they even pull off and before they hear the spiel coming from the people trying to recruit them, they're going to see, something special about this community, and they're going to think subconsciously, hey, I could relocate my company here. This would work. I could see me moving here from who knows where, up northeast or whatever. So, number 2, this is a huge boost for tourism in Bowling Green, Warren County. Our tourism is growing like crazy. And then Third, I would say, and this is probably the most important thing, the people that live here in Bowling Green, Warren County, when you drive around and you see this, or when you leave Bowling Green and you go to Louisville or Nashville, and you're coming back here, hope it makes you feel just a little more proud that you live here in Bowling Green, Warren County. So, anyway,
Yes, indeed. Thank you for that. That's
you didn't
perfect.
expect me to talk this much, but
I definitely did. I don't know if everyone else did. I was well aware. I looked and said, oh, we still got another 15 minutes. That's fine. So, no. Let me just say very quickly before we get up here, and we're so appreciative of this help that the state has given us, but Johnny actually was the mayor from 92 to 96. Is that correct?
correct.
So thinking of what the opportunities that he could have done with his life after that and after he sold his business are immense. And they did involve coming back and devoting his life to the improvement of Bowling Green and Warren County. But he did. And Glenna has sacrificed so much. We are indebted greatly to you and your leadership for what the difference you've made in our community, Johnny. By that, you were able to drive down Johnny Webb Boulevard to get here today. I'm well aware of that as well. But however,
I told you to mention that, but I didn't think you would.
but what a blessing it is for you to be with us today, for all of the hard work. David has done such a great job from day one, everything like that. But what a great thing this is. Again, it is a welcome home when we leave town. That's another thing about it, is when you come back, you know you're back home, so that's awesome. So let's have that, again, thank you.
Can I make one other comment?
Sure,
Mike.
Let's just scrap this agenda. We don't need this, yes, no.
Mike made a comment about something he heard someone say about how much this meant to him. We've had tremendous number of compliments. We get it, I won't say people calling every day, but every week we get it. And one of the best ones that I got, Glenna and I were going into SkyPack recently, and there was a lady there. She was a volunteer at SkyPack, and Glenna stopped to visit with her, and they had taught school together out at Warren Elementary. And she said, if you got a second, I want to tell you something here. Said, my sister left Bowling Green right after school and moved away. I don't know where she went, but moved away, and she comes back to Bowling Green once or twice a year. And said when she was coming in from the north, and she saw what I call the Northern Gateway, and she saw, it was at night, and she saw the flags, and it was all lit up, and the wall, and all of that. She said, I teared up, and she said, I'm home.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
25 million cars a year are going up and down I-65.
That's right.
Front of our community. So why would we not try to take an opportunity to get some of those people to pull off and spend some money here? And we have raised privately over $7 million to this point.
Yeah.
Lacey's taking this one for me. I texted her.
You can count down. What do you want me to?
Oh,
You got it?
1, 2, 3. Got it.
All right, we'll get back to our regular agenda. Item 7, approve second and final reading of ordinance 2424 WC approving the annual budget and appropriations for fiscal year 2024-2025 and the pay order for Warren County. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to thank the treasurer for the hard work on that budget. It's a lot of juggling pieces. Thank you for doing that and getting that approved by DLG. So, item 8, approved determination the amount of $3,274.60 per month with Boyd Cat for a temporary generator for the Warren County Regional Jail. This is a month-to-month contract as they are in the process of purchasing and installing a new permanent generator using grant funds, and that's the lowest and best negotiated bid. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? As you remember, we got a new generator ordered for those grant funds from FEMA, but not here yet, and we still need that. Evidently need some power at the jail. I don't know why they do have to have that on, but it's good, so we've got them covered. Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes.
Item 9 is approved determination the amount of $13,500 to Jail Tracker for renewal of the support and maintenance contract for the jail inmate management system, and this is a single source vendor. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Williams. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 10 is approved determination the amount of $22,645 to the Kentucky Correctional Industries for furniture for the Warren County Regional Jail. This will be paid for with the Securus Capital Improvement Funds at no cost to Warren County, and this is on the state price contract. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 11 is approved determination the amount of $20,000 to Wrap Reality, Inc. for the jail's portion of the new virtual firearms training device. This is a joint project with the Sheriff's Department who manage the bidding process. This will be paid for with the Securus Capital Improvement Funds at no cost to Warren County. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? This is a great training apparatus that we have with the Sheriff's Department and jail, and our correction officers will be able to use that as well. So it's just great news. Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 12 is approve the Warren County Regional Jail's updated policy and procedure manual change to add the peer support program policy. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 13 is approved determination amount of $11,820 to Vine and Branch, a division of Toad Vine Enterprises, to do the yearly preventive maintenance of the equipment at all gym and tennis facilities, and this is a single source vendor. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Williams. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 14 is approved determination the amount of $4,525 to Connexus for AlertSense iPause Premier Software 12-month renewal for emergency management. This is a single source vendor. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Accept and award the following yearly materials bids for the Warren County for fiscal year 2024-2025. 2401 aggregate materials, Martin Marietta. 2402 emulsified asphalt materials. 2403 metal drainage pipe, Hagen and Stone. 2404 signs, Econo Signs, 2405 Gasoline and Diesel, Valor Oil, 2406 Tree Trimming, Runner's Tree Service, Willis Tree Service, Greenwood Tree Service, Logan's Tree Service, and Affordable Tree Service, and 2407 Bituminous Asphalt, Scotty's Contracting and Stone. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Kristen.
Yes.
It's almost like being called to the principal's office. All good. All right. Item 16, approved determination in the amount of $4,769 to Fiscal Soft Corporation for renewal of Fiscal Tax 4.0 subscription for fiscal year 2025 for the occupational tax software. This is a single source vendor. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 17 is approve the updated receipt for transferring delinquent property tax bills from the sheriff to the county clerk. There were 68 timely postmarked real estate bills received and 5 timely postmarked tangible bills received, resulting in a change to the number of certificates of delinquency as well as the amount due at the time of transfer. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Williams. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 18 is approve the 211 report for May 2024. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 19 is approved determination in the amount of $69,496.90 to Bluegrass Integration Communications for the required reapportionment mailing for the county clerk. This determination was previously approved at $68,563.98, but came in higher than estimated due to an increase in registered voters. This is a state price contract, and again, we are required by law when we did the reapportionment, which we just went through, to notify every voter of where their new district and precinct is. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions?
I would have one. Lynette, of those we sent out, actually, how many do we have returned, and what is the process of potentially fixing that for all those who were returned, that obviously people were not living there anymore? We have, obviously, go by the records we had on file, but just curious, how many got returned, and if so, how do we fix that going
I'd say we probably
forward?
had probably 20% returned. We sent out like 90-some thousand. We probably have 20,000 downstairs in my office. And actually, we can't correct it. We would like to, but State Board of Elections, we have to send the information to them. We'll go in and check the ones that were returned, things like that. State Board of Elections has to correct that. So, like I said, it would probably go a lot quicker if we were available to do that, but that's just not the way it works. And also, we had a lot of people calling saying, well, this person's never lived here. These could be rental properties, and that's just the last known address. Until that person goes in and votes and corrects that address, nothing really gets changed because the state board didn't know it either. And you have to miss 2 federal elections in order to be removed from the roll. Well, you're put inactive. You're not removed from the roll, but you're put inactive. So it's going to take a while to clean up something like that.
Yeah, it'd be nicer if they'd let you all do it, 'cause you all have
Exactly.
more
I mean, it would take
more
us a long
access to
time,
it.
but at least it would happen.
Senator Wilson, where you at? No. Because that would save us significant dollars. Obviously, we're
Yeah.
required to do it, I understand, but boy, if it's
No.
20% of $68,000.
And I don't want to call anyone out, but I will say we did double check some things because most of them had the sticker, not deliverable as mailed or whatever. We were checking addresses, they were, and, in the motor vehicle system, things like that, those were the addresses. So we don't know how they all get returned, but we had a tremendous, which we knew that was gonna happen, because as the last mailing, the same thing happened, but we had a lot.
Gotcha. Good job, thank you.
Thank you.
Have we called the roll on
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
that? Item 20 is grant authority to advertise for bids for a household hazardous waste collection vendor. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Williams. Discussion, please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 21 is approved lease agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management for a 2025 International MV607 dump truck or similar, not to exceed $2,500 per month for 72 months. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 22, make part of the record the U.S. Bureau of Prisons inspection report for May 2024. There were no concerns noted on the inspection. Congratulations, Jailer Harmon, for that outstanding work. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 23 is approve order 2416, reappointing Gary Dillard and Christine Sowers to Brad's Council on Aging. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 24 is approve order 2417, reappointing Larry Beam to the Bowling Green Warren County Regional Airport Board of Directors. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 25 is approve order 2418, declaring surplus property for the Parks and Rec. This is John Deere mowers. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Williams. Discussion or questions?
Just curious, Chris, how are you going to sell them, or how are you going to, what's your process for?
These mowers are actually, these were mowers purchased for Operation Pride for the I-65 project. In the agreement that we have with our third-party contractor, Bluegrass Landscape, is during their time of operation, they're able to use those mowers. Those mowers have exceeded their life expectancy because of the hard use. They're starting to have to replace engines, different things like that. In the memo that we submitted, we were going to try to get basically bids on getting rid of those mowers and/or trying to sell those on like Gov Deals, trying to get the best bang for our buck in regards to those sales.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 26, approve determination amount of $3,995 to Signs Express for a graphic image wrap on the Rec on the Run mobile recreation van. 3 quotes were solicited. 2 were obtained. This was the lowest and best. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions?
Good program.
Yep, it's a great program for us. Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter? Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 27, grant authority for Parks and Rec to apply for the TAP grant to assist with the asphalt paving for walking trails at Michael Buchanan Park to connect with the existing greenway corridors and authorize judge executive to sign all related documents. The grant amount would be approximately $190,000 and would be an 80-20 match. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter? Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 28 is grant authority to the jailer and judge executive to sign agreements for 2 Warren County Regional Jail deputy jailers and inmate work crews who work on state highways for litter pickup. This total contract amount is $400,000 for July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2026. Discussion, questions? Squire Aldridge. Motion by Squire Aldridge, seconded by Squire McWhorter. Jump right into it, sorry, all right? Any questions on that? That's my, all right, please call roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 29 is approved determination, the amount of $39,842 to Gary Force Honda for a 2025 Honda Pilot Sport for Drug Task Force. This will be purchased with forfeited vehicle sales funds at no cost to Warren County. 3 quotes were obtained. This was the lowest and best. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 30 is approve order 2419 appointing Steve Klein to the Board of Assessment Appeals. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 31 is grant authority to advertise for bids for roof replacement at Sugar Maple Square. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 32 is approve the interfund transfers for Warren County. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 33 is Resolution 2420 authorizing the filing of a Kentucky House Bill 1 project grant application for up to $301,400 in HB1 funds with the Department for Local Government, authorizing and directing the Warren County Judge Executive to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by DLG to carry out this project, and authorizing the Judge Executive to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. This House Bill 1, it was a great House bill that was passed, and this is a funding opportunity. This is direct relation to Operation Pride for what we're doing, but of course all of those projects will come through Warren County. Funds will transfer through Warren County then to Operation Pride for that work, and so we're just signing up as the agent in charge of that. Discussion or questions? Motion by Squire McWhorter. Did I already have a motion on that? I'm almost there, people. Sounds good. All right, please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, Treasurer, please report the claims.
General Fund, $1,409,185. Road Fund, $896,126. Jail Fund, $690,300. Stormwater Fund, $71,724. E911 Fund, $11,684. And Fed Forfeiture Fund, $3,091. You have to answer any questions.
Motion to pay the claims.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Sheriff?
Thank you, Judge, Magistrates. I just have a couple of things. One, just an update on the RAP. I know it was mentioned earlier. We have a Train the Trainer event at the end of this month, and so the jail staff, some of their folks, some of our people will get the training. They send an instructor down to go through that. So it should be up and operational fully in July. But our junior deputy is going to participate today with that. We can do that, so we get that coming. And just a couple of community events this weekend. There's the Juneteenth event that will be over at Lampkin Park, and it's going to run pretty much all day on Saturday from 10 to 6, and so we got that going on. The Hangar party is going on this weekend as well, Saturday, from 5 to 10 p.m. at the airport. Bucky's grand opening is going to be happening on the 24th, so not sure of the traffic impact as far as that goes yet. We've reached out to them to ask them if they need our assistance on anything of that nature. And then also this weekend, we have the NHRA event out at Beach Bend, which will be the 13th through the 15th. They're expecting about 8,000 folks. And then the following weekend, the Street Outlaws will be there, June 22nd through 23rd. About 10,000 people are going to be attending that. So a lot of good stuff, people coming in, spending money here, as we talked about earlier. So that's all I have, unless you have any questions for me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good job. Thanks, Sheriff. Lynette? Thank you. Jailer Harmon? Thank you. All right, Chris? Thank you. And a great job again. If you get a chance to be out there by Three Springs, take a look at that wrap. It looks fantastic. Josh Moore, I didn't see him today. Is he out? Is he at the Street Laws or Hot Rod? I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, see, that's what I get. No, he's with us. That's good. Nikki, is she here? Is she leave?
Good.
She stepped out because she knew I was going to say it's her 10-year anniversary with Warren County. Let's just wait just a moment.
Yay.
Well, let's give her a round of applause. So she probably has something to say, but congratulations, 10 years in Warren County government.
Yeah,
Yes,
went by really fast.
that's good.
Some days.
Some days. Sorry, I had a roof repair issue at my house, so,
Oh, we should take care of that. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah, everything else good?
Yeah. I cannot believe I have been here for this long, but it has been an honor to serve you guys and the community in various ways over the years. I started with Public Works and Operation Pride in the building department. I used to do the minutes for Operation Pride, so that's great to see them doing so well and so many things for the community. And now I'm head of stormwater, so great things happening, and I'm just excited to be a part of this great place.
That's awesome. Congratulations. We're
Is
great to have you.
Romanza Johnson open now?
Romanza is not open yet.
Okay.
You can use the launch, but the park itself still has active construction. All the rain has made it very, very, very difficult. Because, the creek rises, and so we gotta wait till it goes down. But we're finally able to keep working on it, and hopefully in the fall we'll have a big ribbon cutting and all that. So, but it's coming along great, aside from the massive amount of rain we've had.
I'll bet you have something else to say.
I want to thank the Parks Department and Andrea, who's not the Parks Department, but Duncan Hines Day was last week, and I don't know if you know this, but the Rec Committee, which consists of Andrea and the Parks Department staff, variety of people, put on the Pickleball Palooza, the Stroll and Roll Parade, the Duncan Hines Duck Paddle, which was a kayak race with 80 people in it, which was double what we did last year. We had to move it last minute to Romanza. It was a great day, great weather, dodged all the rain, were able to have it. They did so much work to get those events started and going, and I'm just incredibly proud of them. And I want to thank the Parks Department for working with us and letting us tear up their parks and make them a little bit prettier. So thank you guys so much.
That's great. Yeah, it was a great weekend and a great combined thing with Bowling Green City and Warren County governments, and plus all of the other sponsors. That was fantastic. So thank you for that hard work. Mr. Pearson?
Judge, just a real quick note that I sent a synopsis out about our illustrious Memorial Day weather that we had. We are currently waiting on the state of Kentucky and the president to find out if we get the declaration. We've got 32 individuals that we've signed up in 165 places in the city and the county that is eligible for public assistance. So if you run into any constituents that has questions, please have them call our office, if you would.
Great. Thank you, Ronnie. I think some people realize we have these storm events and things like this, but there's requirements from FEMA and others to get qualified, and it's usually a dollar amount. And so while we want to count all of those, and again, we had some issues, most people no problems, but we had some total loss of some houses, some roofs taken off. It was more than we thought. and some Plum Springs area and different things out there in the northern part of the county. So thanks for all that hard work, Ronnie, for sure. All right, Mr. Loving. Thank you very much. Ben, all good in your world? Mr. Markram, thanks for the hard work, and we'll get rolling on that sugar maple. We're going to button that up as well and do some work out there, so thank you for that. Squire McWhirter.
I would like to say good luck to the South Warren team, softball. They're playing in the state. They've won 2 games, I guess, and playing again today. I'm not sure times, but just good luck to them.
Thank you. Squire Aldridge.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Squire Cummings.
That was it? There was nothing? All right, I'm gonna take up his time. First of all, I want to echo what was earlier with the flags along I-65, being a patriot and being my dad in the Army. I'm telling you, not just the flags that we put up on our stuff, but all the businesses now that follow suit. And if you're a patriot of any kind driving down I-65, you notice, and it's pretty incredible. Want to tag along with Aviation Heritage Park Hangar Party Saturday night, 5:30 is kind of when it really gets cranked up good. Hope people can do that. But the most important event going on in Warren County today is the 26th annual Soapbox Derby. Something that we brought to the Kiwanis Club, and a few of us sitting in this room were involved in getting that here back to Bowling Green back 26 years ago, and here we are with 70 racers signed up and ready to go tonight. Tonight will be the stock division. We're also going to run our Super Kids race tonight, and then tomorrow we'll pick up Super Stock and continue on to finish it out with a complete race. So lots of kudos to a lot of people who continue to make this a great event. I know people in the room have some grandchildren running in the event, and I know they're excited about that. No particular rooting for anybody in particular, but I'm sure.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm excited about Soapbox Derby and all the people who really keep it alive and and so forth. So it's one of the best family events we have in Warren County, and I'm proud to be part of it, and proud of the Kiwanis Club and the continued success that they bring to it. And a preliminary announcement, because we have one more meeting before this, but Thunderfest, which is another Kiwanis event, is coming up the 29th of this month. And it's a big change because the venue changed. We've been at the Corvette Museum for 20 plus years. It's not there this year. It's going to be out on our facilities at Ephraim White Park on the 29th. And you'll hear more about it at our next meeting, but I at least want to get that at least on the radar. So good luck to all the racers tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come out and enjoy. It's free to the public. And if you want to see some kids really excited, come out and participate. It's really a wonderful event.
It's great. Thanks, Ron. And again, I think it just, Ron and I are both in a Kiwanis Club and have been for a long time, but that has nothing to do with the thing. It just talks about the impact and importance that our Warren County Parks and Rec have on this community. They've helped at Fillmore Park with that Soapbox Derby since we went out there and had the permanent home. It is one of the nicest tracks in America, actually in the world. And so the work that the parks does with that and the partnership, and now for the Thunderfest, but it talks to the heart of Chris Cummer and his entire team of what they do to make a difference in this community. So thank you to them as well. Thank you. Squire Williams.
I think Magistrate Cummings has covered it all.
Usually does, so that's good. Squire Lawrence.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Squire Lasley.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, that's great. Great meeting this week too. Treasurer Burrow.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And seriously, great work on the budget. It's a lot of work. Greg and his team put an awful lot of work into that, and so great meetings we had and get that. And for these counties, one thing you should realize is that budget, obviously, what a great thing constitutionally is, has to balance and cannot be a deficit budget. We would never run one of those, but it has to also be approved by DLG, the Department of Local Government, and Greg has had that, continues to have a great job doing that, so thank you. Ms. Chandler?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Cummings, would you like to share with everyone what you did? Or is this like a HIPAA violation? You've got a boot on right now, or is it?
Okay, I have a boot on right now. It's just a small, tiny fracture. I'm fine. But if you see me hobbling around, that's why.
Okay. Everyone else, as soon as they see you, they know you've got something going on, so that's good. No, Crystal does a great job for us. Thank you for all that hard work. So again, what a great, again, each weekend in Bowling Green and Warren County, we have so many great events going on, so please take your families out and attend something. There's always something for everyone. We appreciate greatly everyone being here today. I hope everyone has and again, thank you for changing. We usually meet on Thursdays. We changed to Friday because we had a judge, executive, and magistrates meeting in Lexington this week doing some training, and so appreciate everyone's flexibility on that as well. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, June 25th. We have 2 conflicts this month, and so our next fiscal court meeting will be Tuesday, June 25th at 9 a.m. right here in this courtroom. With that, we need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Werder, and we are adjourned. Thank you.